Hey guys, it's Podge, and this is my starting character for Delve League, and it is a bleed stacking Earthquake Gladiator. The build uses the major keystone called Crimson Dance, which allows your bleeds to stack on an enemy up to 8 times. To do this quickly, we use Earthquake with Vile Earthquake, which causes your steps to do damage around you. The build requires no uniques to get going, so it is very League starter friendly. This character shows a lot of bossing potential already, especially seeing that the footage in the background is using self-found gear, and the character at the time of recording this is only level 78. While it's not the fastest clearing character around, you do get those satisfying bleed explosions that destroy packs. This build can be very cheap, or you can invest as much currency as you want to take it even further than I have. First up, let's look at the passive tree. To start, make a duelist and grab the physical damage and life nodes. Take Master of the Arena and head to Art of the Gladiator. This allows movement speed to not be lowered by armor. Come down and grab Destroyer and the physical damage here, skipping the attack speed node. Then grab the life and head towards Wrecking Ball and Executioner. Next, pick up Crimson Dance as soon as you have the chance to bleed support gem in your links. This is what allows us to stack our bleeds up to 8 times. Next, grab Bloody Bludgeon and Bloodless for more life, and then head up and take the entire Scion life wheel. Next, we rush to Resolute Technique. This makes it so that our hits cannot be evaded, but we never deal critical strikes. This is a huge DPS boost when we aren't a crit build, as we no longer have to scale or worry about accuracy and missing attacks. From there, grab Barbarism and the two-handed physical nodes into Marauder Start. This area provides us with plenty of survivability. Take Juggernaut, the Jewel Socket, then grab Red Storm and Bloodletting for even more bleeding damage. Finally, head towards Ranger and grab the Life and Mana Leech nodes as you see fit. I chose to grab Iron Reflexes on the way to make gearing even easier, but it is optional. Next, grab Dirty Techniques for even more powerful bleeds, as well as Vile Pact for increased life leech. And follow that up with the weapon specific cluster of your choice. I chose Maces, but it is entirely up to you depending on what gear you find. For Ascendancy, we choose Gladiator, and we take Blood in the Eyes in Normal Lad, Gratuitous Violence in Cruel for more bleed damage and those juicy bleed explosions. Grab Outmatch and Outlast in Merciless Lab to generate frenzy charges, and Pain Forged in Merciless. Now let's take a look at the gear and the links. Our gear consists entirely of rare items, and it was all self-found. Basically, I chose to do with a two-handed mace because it's a hard-hitting and slow attacking weapon. To scale our bleeds best, we wanted a high base physical damage weapon. We've got Earthquake linked with chance to bleed, melee physical damage, and less duration. Basically, our 5th and 6th links would be Ruthless Support and Unbound Ailments to scale them bleeds and to also increase their duration. A viable endgame option weapon is Moroi Urki. This gives increased area of effect support gem in the weapon and a huge amount of flat physical damage. It does have some drawbacks, but with Earthquake they're very unnoticed. The rest of our gear is basically just rares with life and resistances where possible. In our gloves we have Phase Run linked with Immortal Call level 5, increased duration, and level 6 cast when damage taken. It is important for us to keep the cast when damage taken, Immortal Call and Phase Run gems this level in order for them to proc as often as possible. In our helmet we have Lightning Trap, Herald of Purity for more added physical damage, as well as Blasphemy linked to Vulnerability for automatic cursing of enemies. In the body armor, we have Vile Ancestral Warchief linked with Bloodlust, Brutality, and Maim. 6 linking this chest would let me add Herald of Purity with melee physical damage into this setup. An Abyss belt is nice, but definitely not required, and the jewel in it has flat added life and added physical damage to attacks. I use the amulet to make up all of my attribute requirements, and my ring, which both have life and resistances on them. In the boots slot, make sure you get boots with 30% movement speed. I have here linked Leap Slam for mobility with faster attacks and Fortify. I have Vengeance in here too, but this is just a placeholder. You can put whatever you like in here. For flasks, get a max quality Seething Divine Life flask of Staunching, a Granite flask of Iron Skin, a Basalt flask of Iron Skin, an Experimenter's Quicksilver flask, preferably of Heat for freeze removal, and a Silver flask for Onslaught. Alternatively, any of these flasks besides the Life flask can be swapped for any unique flask of your choosing. But as you can see overall, my gear is very suboptimal, so I'm excited to see how far we can take it. For Pantheon gods, the major god I took was Soul of Solaris for increased physical damage reduction while only one enemy was nearby. And for the minor god, I chose Soul of Rislatha, and this was for increased flask charges gained and increased flask recovery while on low life. This character is a cheap and fun league starter for both softcore, hardcore and SSF, and I'm very much looking forward to taking this further into the endgame. With better gear and more levels, this character should easily take care of those pesky endgame bosses. I'll leave a link to the Path of Building passive tree down below in the description, so make sure you check it out. Also, for those of you on Twitch, I live stream on there too. Anyways guys, that about wraps it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or suggestions, then leave them in the comment section down below. I'm Podge, and I'll see you in the next video.